If you guys thought we were done with the Donna Adelson trial, you were wrong. All right. This is the gift that keeps on giving, because we are going to do a little bit of rewind, and we're finally going to be able to see the unredacted first police interview from Jeff Lacasse. Now, if you've been following the channel for a while, you've seen that we've covered the second interview that he did, but this is going to be the raw footage from the first time Jeff Lacasse talked to the police, talk about Wendy, talking about Donna, talking about the Adelson family, and what he thought was going on. It was almost like Jeff Lacasse helped the police solve and put these threads together. Let's listen to what he has to say here. Shout out to Jeff. And let me know if y'all can hear okay.
And you're in 1871?
Yes, sir. What do you prefer that I call you?
I can call me Corey. Okay. Don't have to be on a formal basis.
Okay.
Okay, so
I just want to question before you get started. Is this?
I'm sorry.
Is this on the record? As I give you this?
Yes, it's on the record.
Is there any opportunity to talk off the record, or that's not possible?
No, it's possible.
Okay, we do on the record first, and I have a couple theoretical things that
Sure.
I want to be quoted on. But
Yeah,
okay,
that'd be great.
Okay.
What's your current address?
410 Victory Garden Lane, apartment number 41.
No, now his address is out there.
Is that Windrush Village?
It is.
Apartment 41?
Mm-hmm.
How do you like the neighborhood over there?
It's cheap. It's $500. I'm saving for a
There
house.
you go.
Oh, okay. You gotta do what you gotta do.
Yeah.
I used to live right over there off of Claremont.
Yeah, sure.
Which is right there across the road.
That's very nice over there.
Well, like you said, it's kind of cheap over there.
Yeah.
That's where I first moved when I got out of college. But
Gotcha.
Oh, look at him
anyway,
chopping
that's
it
neither
up.
here nor there. Do you have any contact numbers that I can reach you at? Should I need to talk to you later?
Sure.
I think I talked to you on a 294 number.
That's the number. That's the only number I have.
That's your number.
Yeah.
Okay, I got that one. Just tell me a little bit about yourself as far as your background and
Sure,
stuff like
sure,
that. Kind of what you and Wendy.
Yeah, absolutely. I actually got my PhD here at Florida State in 2008.
Okay.
Graduated from FSU, went to Arizona for 5 years, and this is my first year back. So I met Wendy maybe a month after I got back. Met her in September of 2013.
All right, here we go, Jeff. Talk to us.
We were
Spill the
set up on
tea.
a date by a mutual friend I work with.
Spill the tea, Jeff.
And who was that?
Stephen Tripodi. And another mutual friend, it's kind of two of them, Jay McPherson, who I know you talked to.
How's Stephen spell his last name?
Tripodi. I know it was him and Jay McPherson were offered around the drink, and they both kind of suggested I've talked to Jane. I know you've met James.
I haven't.
Oh, you have someone met Jane. She was in here when Wendy did her long 9-hour day.
Okay, and I take it you've talked to somebody about that because you know about it?
I talked to Jane for 5 minutes. I've been out of town.
Okay.
And Wendy and I are estranged at the moment, so it's pretty bad timing in terms of that. So if I can get to that as I give you the tail end of it.
Sure.
So we started dating in September. Did it all through the fall.
Okay.
Wasn't serious back then. She was dating other people as well. Came back from Christmas break, had a conversation, decided to date more seriously. By March 1, we're a couple, we're girlfriend, boyfriend.
By March of 2014?
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe late February. Around Valentine's Day, I hit her with the romance and all that. We clicked together.
Waiting for Wendy's arrest. I hope. We
And
can
then,
only hope. I don't know though.
Spent a lot of time with Wendy. I don't think anybody's been with Wendy more than me in the last 6 months.
Okay.
She has 2 kids. I've been over there, I'd say 80 or 90% of the nights I'm over there. And every single night that she doesn't have the kids, with maybe just 1 or 2 exceptions, if she's in town, I've slept over. So I spent a lot of time with her. We get some problems.
Where's that at?
That's 3303 Aqua Ridge Way in Corn.
Yeah, you did.
Always at her house, never at mine. I got a shitty apartment, as you know. We ran into some problems in May and June. Started fighting.
And I'm not here to get into your personal life.
Yeah, but I think
Mr.
it make better. Go ahead. Yeah.
But given the severity of this incident, I mean, I am going to pry a little bit. I hope you
Try
don't
as
get
much as
offended by that.
I'm not offended.
Ultimately, I mean, what our goal is to find out who did this
I
and
know.
bring them to justice.
I get it. I
You
get
know,
it.
so
So anything you need to ask
Just
that
before
helps me because I don't want to
anybody was
volunteer
arrested.
my BS about it. If it's not useful to you, so tell me what's useful to you if anything you want to.
yeah, and with that, I'll just tell me everything, and I'll write down what's useful and discard the rest.
Okay.
So what kind of problems were you getting into in May and June? Was it?
Yeah. Jeez, this is gonna be public. This is fucked up.
Wait, what was that?
I said this. If this goes public, it's just I know how this works.
It probably won't.
Okay.
Um,
See, I'm in an awkward situation because there's a 1% chance Wendy and I get back together. You know what I mean? We're estranged at the moment.
Right.
So I have that in the back of my mind.
Yeah, even then, he said there's a chance me and Wendy get back together. Oh, we were just talking about it in the chat. Jeff was upset. I don't know what Wendy did to this man, but boy, I'm sure Jeff could tell you some stories because he was obsessed with her, still waiting to get back with her shortly after her husband was, well, you know. I'm sorry, guys. If you're dating somebody and you find out their ex significant other that they're in a custody battle with gets deleted, are you still going to be in a relationship with them? Yikes.
Percent chance it's over. I think she moves to South Florida ASAP. But let me just.
we'll get into that.
Okay. So in May, she disclosed to me that I did a stupid thing. I said, "Who was that guy you were dating when we first started dating?" She said, "Daniel Sack." I don't know if his name is
Okay. You asked her about
yeah. I was just doing idle talk. Come back from a beach vacation and reminiscing about when we first fell in love and all this kind of stuff. And
what was this guy's name?
Daniel Sack. He was a theater. He was a
You know how he spells his last name?
yeah, SACK, just Sack.
Yeah, it sounds.
Yeah. He was a professor.
Former boyfriend of hers. Or
That's what,
not boyfriend.
Well, no. Maybe that's what the argument was. That's what we started having arguments.
Okay, I'll let you tell the story.
So she told me that they stopped seeing each other in the fall, and that she continued to see him platonically.
Mm-hmm.
But I did not believe Wendy. I have a pretty decent bullshit detector. It just didn't sound right, you know.
Okay. So was it just based on your intuition alone, or did you have some kind of verification?
She would always say, she said, I continue to see him throughout the spring. And I said, oh yeah, where? You know, what you guys do? And she said, to coffee a couple of times. I said, oh, cool. I didn't care about that. Coffee. And she said, yeah, I go for walks with him. I said, where do you go for walks? She's like, in his neighborhood. I said, wait a second, you're going to some guy's house? Seriously? Mm-hmm. And as soon as I went that, she shut down. She wouldn't tell me anything about him. And it became like a topic because all of a sudden, I'm going to give you a little background too. You dig into Wendy's calendar, you're going to constantly traveling to South Florida all the time. And it wasn't a normal boyfriend-girlfriend thing in that.
With you?
With me. No, with me. I don't know with him. Yeah. I have no idea the extent. I mean, I said, you know, were you in love with him? Was it just a fuck buddy? Well, just tell me what this is. And so I don't have any information
said an F
buddy.
Right.
They could have had a. I just don't know. He moved to Amherst, Massachusetts, May 20th. So he's been gone. So I don't know if he's person of interest. No, I never met the well, I didn't meet the guy. I walked in on them in a coffee shop I walked into All Saints one day, they were having coffee. That's actually the way back up. I walked into like a week later I walked into All Saints.
When did you say he moved to
Wendy was getting
May 23rd, he moved to Amherst. And they dated September. Well, that's what our dispute was about. I think they dated September.
You think they dated past?
I think
and it went into the relationship you shared with her?
I think so. But she would say it was a platonic. And I said, well, I don't appreciate not knowing about this. So it became a whole thing. I lost all the trust. I was like, this is screwed up. You know?
Yeah, sure.
And she was real weird about it. Like, Wendy's not the best liar ever. I mean, she just gets so anxious that, like, it was a thing. So, anyway. Yeah, that little dispute about that turned into a whole thing, whole disaster.
I'm sorry. Let me back up a second. What did you get your PhD in?
Social work.
Okay.
I'm a mental health guy.
Okay. It seems a lot of the circle is attorneys.
Attorneys and social work, actually, yeah.
And so you're kind of in that circle as well because your mutual friends knew her.
Oh, yeah, it was interesting. She's Jewish, as you probably know, and my mentor at FSU, that's where she goes for Jewish holidays. That's why we slid in together. We had the same friends.
Are you Jewish as well?
No.
Okay.
But we had like 10 mutual friends. So that's what I clicked, you know. It was like easy. I was safe to her because all these people already said, oh, yeah, he's a good guy. You know,
right.
I was on
vouch for you.
Yeah, that kind of thing. So it was a lot of mutual dates and that kind of thing. But anyway, we had this dispute, and I was pissed. I was just like, she's been a lot of work. I mean, she's always traveling. And when I say not normal, I just mean like we had 2 weekends together in March, April, May combined. And otherwise she's booked, you know. So I was a little suspicious about that. Now she always just said I'm so busy with work. And she is a prolific attorney and writer and all that. So, but anyway, the next week I walked into All Saints Coffee, and I told her not to see this guy again. I said, you want to talk about it? That's fine. Just don't want to see him ever again.
What'd she say?
She said, okay. He's moving in a week anyway. And I said, okay, problem solved. You know, I said, you don't have to tell me anything about him. I just, you don't want to describe it. I don't want you seeing him, you know, public or not. I'm not usually like that, but she pushed my buttons on this thing. So I walk in All Saints to get a cup of coffee, and she's sitting there with him. Tallahassee is a small town. So, and I started to walk up to the table, And I was annoyed, but just prepared to shake the guy's hand and be the better man and say, how you doing? He's leaving no more. What's the big deal? You know, if I didn't like what I saw, she's giggling too much, she's twirling her hair, he's leaving clothes. And so I was like, oh, I see what this is. That's,
Oh my
that was my instinct anyway. Anyway, that became a debacle. So that's when we started fighting. So
Did you confront him then?
I didn't. I started walking towards him, and temper started flaring. I thought, I do not need to end up getting arrested for assault and all saying coffee. So I just went into the bathroom, and she ran to the bathroom and stopped me in the bathroom. It was her worst nightmare.
But she saw
You
you
should
there.
have
So.
just
No,
left.
I let her see
dude.
me, but I never confronted them. I just got out of their way because I didn't want to cause a whole scene.
Okay.
And that's when we started fighting, because I'd lost all trust at that point. Because he had not cooked the coffee. And when we got back that night and we're fighting, it became really clear she was incredibly nervous about it. Like, so I don't know. I actually don't know. I don't have any room. Well, there were times throughout the spring semester that I'm 99% confident that she was seeing both of us. There were all kinds of signs and stuff. Getting home at 9:30 at night.
Just so
you know,
what?
things-
I mean, she was single. I don't know why he loved Wendy, obviously. Or he was just, I don't know, some type of attachment. I'm going to let the psychologist in the chat let me know. But dude, she was single. She could do whatever she wants to. Why are you going to a restaurant? I mean, I don't think Wendy at any point made it clear that they were exclusive. So dang, I mean, let her go.
Things like that. But I don't know for sure.
Okay.
But I was pretty confident. And it's actually, we had a fight. I'll tell you about it in a second. But she conceded that in March she had seen him a few times. So anyway, so
Like,
June
yeah,
we
that's all.
start.
Whatever.
May we fight all in May because of that. Couldn't get over it. And then in June,
Poor Jeff.
he's moved, right? So she's sad for a couple weeks after he leaves, which I noticed. And then she became the best girlfriend ever all of a sudden. It was really interesting. All of a sudden I had this new girlfriend. It's like she's all attentive and everything.
Right.
Instead of getting happy, I got pissed because I was like, oh, I see what this is. You know, I'm all of a sudden getting all the energy all of a sudden.
You're here, he's not.
Yeah, it didn't make me feel special exactly.
Right. I can understand that.
So, and we were and I got pissed off and I did some snooping. I looked through her calendar. I started getting real suspicious and I was just like,
What kind of calendar?
an agenda. She's an agenda.
Like regular paper calendar?
Like
Or
paper calendar, the she carries in her backpack, and
Yeah.
she looked on the table in the bathroom. I just flipped through it. It's Dano Sec, you know. So I was like, okay. They were going on dates in public and stuff. They would zip lining at Tallahassee Museum, stuff like that. So I didn't tell her I did that. I didn't know what to do with it because I don't know if you met Wendy.
Not personally.
She's very charismatic and very good at. I mean, once you take this way, just do anything for her. I'm not the only man who's been under her thumb in that way. I mean, she really has this charisma, this sexuality, and so you throw yourself in front of a bus for this girl. It's a new kind of thing for me.
I don't see it. Where are they getting this from? Still. Maybe it's just me.
But
I know too
we
much
went to
about
Gainesville. I
Wendy.
teach for FSU, and we have an off-campus program at UF. I took her with me so we could, go out and have dinner, and then during the day I worked, and she worked. And I, Saturday night, I got really upset. She made some crack. She's got a certain sense of humor. She made some crack, and I just waited to her about this stuff. And I looked at your agenda, I know what's going on, all this kind of stuff. And I've never been violent. We're in a hotel room, and I didn't raise my voice louder than you could in a hotel room. But I was intense, and I was really like, this is bull. I was really upset. And she just went to pieces, went to complete pieces. She's very fragile emotionally. She just lost her shit. So we had the most awkward drive ever from my Tallahassee the next day.
Yes,
It was pretty awkward. And
when was this exactly?
that was June 28th.
Okay. Go ahead.
Then the next day, she drove with their parents to South Florida for 14 days.
So you really haven't seen her since then, or have you?
No, if I get to that in just a second, just sketch it out. Yeah. So while she's gone, and this may bear, I can tell you a lot about when she's in South Florida. I suspect that's of interest. She's got both her parents down there, and they're very dedicated grandparents. She has like full-time child care. And I've seen like in Tallahassee, the parents will come and we'll go on dates and stuff because the parents are more than happy. They love those kids. They're all into it. Mom's an ex-kindergarten teacher. They just get off on it. But always when she's in South Florida, I don't hear from her like at all. As much as I would expect you being her boyfriend.
Mhm.
So she always says, I've been busy with the kids. And that never made sense, especially 8, 9, 10, 11 o'clock at night, So that was similar this time. Now we were
When did the kids go to bed normally?
8:30 or earlier. We started trying at 7:30.
So you would think she would, if she puts the kids down at 8:30, she'd be able to talk to you immediately after that.
Or during the day when it's
Why
running in the
so
pool. I
late?
mean, and again, she's pissed off at me. She's actually, in retrospect, she's done.
Kids
with
need to
me
get
at this
their
point.
sleep.
She couldn't take it, That's why I had to confront her yet. I knew once I confronted her, she's going to crumble. That's too much shame, too much guilt. But this last time, we're trying to keep the relationship via email. There's 20 emails going back and forth. I'm apologizing. Why am I apologizing? I don't know, but I'm apologizing and all this stuff. So we're just trying to make it work.
Sure.
And so she comes back into town. We go on a date Monday. A week ago today, we went on a date.
Okay.
And we went to see the movie Neighbors over at Movies 8. We're trying to put Humpty Dumpty back together again here, you know. And we're not going to stand off because I'm not going to say she didn't do it. Something, and she's saying I never did anything. I'm completely innocent, but she's also conceded all kinds of things in the conversation. So, you know, she doesn't know what to do. We go out to see Neighbors. Had another little squabble. Didn't go well.
What was that about?
Come on, man.
Same thing. I was just trying to say, look, let's just forgive and forget, and both of us will move on here, you know. But she wanted me to
He
just
wanted
roll
her
over
so
and
bad.
slow too stubborn. Didn't trust her anymore. It's damaged beyond repair, probably. I was in love with this girl, man, so it's hard. We got with the kids. I'm like a co-parent, basically. It was really rough.
How old are the kids?
3 and 4. Yeah, Ben and Lincoln. So the next night, and by the way, while she's in South Florida, she is completely miserable. She gets depressed, she gets anxious, and she's got her baggage. But I never, even though we didn't have much contact, I never heard her as bad as she was this trip to South Florida. I mean, this blew up her world.
And how do you know she was in a bad place?
Because when we talked, she was just...
So she did call you like
Yeah,
later
yeah.
on.
14 days, I got 3 phone calls. But they were really, I'm a clinician. She doesn't sound good clinically. I mean, she sounded really bad. I was worried about her, actually. I didn't think she was a suicide risk, but I thought she was really depressed is what I thought was going on. And she hates Tallahassee. I mean, I'm sure that you've heard that already. She does not want to be here. And I was the one thing that was kind of her anchor here, and boom. So this was her odd position. You know?
Right.
So Tuesday night we go to yoga. Really awkward. Most awkward yoga I've ever had. And we walked to the car. And I said, love you, Wendy. She goes, I know. Need some time. I said, okay. And I get an email with no contact order 2 hours later.
He said, I love you, Wendy. She said, yeah, I know. Jeff, come on, man. Dude. Jeff is going to be a savage after this. Jeff is going to have a red pill YouTube channel after this. Because, man, this dude, he was just taking it.
I think her therapist suggested she did. I think her therapist... my suspicion is that Wendy told her one side of the story, and I was cast as the abusive male, because Danny is not good to her, and she's on the lookout for an abusive male. Danny was emotionally abusive. Anyway, I get this email saying, don't contact me for 7 days, and then I'll get in touch, which I was not happy about. But it was a control grab for me. Let's just talk or just break up with me, you know. But anyway, so Wednesday, Thursday, hear nothing. She posts those pictures on Facebook with her boobs hanging out, and people are telling me she's messing with you on the internet. I don't know if that was true or not. And then Friday, this happened. So I haven't heard from her. She's was supposed to contact me tomorrow. I don't think
How do you know she was supposed to contact you?
Jeff is a hero.
Yes,
Oh, okay, so that thing,
He's a
the
great
email.
witness, though.
Yeah. She said, I'll contact you in 7 days.
So that you think that's something her therapist recommend her do to give her time to think? And
That's my guess.
let the air clear a little bit.
That's my guess. If you Google it, it's how you break up with an emotionally abusive guy. Keep yourself 7 days away from him so he can't convince you to stay. So that's what I saw when I Googled it, because I never heard of this. No girl's ever done that. That's bizarre, right? I mean, anyway, so that was 3 days later this happens, you know, Danny gets shot. So, yeah. So that's our story, and I haven't heard from her. Oh, I texted her. I called Jay McPherson, and I said, hey, I got a no contact thing. Part of this whole thing is to see if the guy can do it, because if the guy's really narcissistic and sociopathic, he won't be able to not contact her, you know, he'll act out, you know. So I said, I want to.
When did you contact Jane?
I contacted Jane on Saturday when I was emailed that Danny had been shot. And I called Jane.
Wow.
And I said, hey, I don't know if I should contact Wendy or not. This seems like this is way more important than a stupid no contact email. And she said, yeah, just email, just text her. And I sent her just a nice text saying, you know, I care a lot about you and the kids. If you need anything, I know we're in a strange place, but if you need anything, please let me know. I'm always here, you know.
Poor Jeff said, I'm missing you. Please come back. What do y'all think about this, man? Jeff, he is at the same point he was airing her out. He's still, I cannot believe at the beginning of this interview, he's saying that he thought he still had a chance at getting back with Wendy. He said, this can be weird because I know how this goes and things are going to get out. And I don't want to see this because we might get back together. But he also saw and knew a lot. Like this L simp. I mean, he was, I usually don't use that word, but yo, he was down bad. Shout out to your boy, Jeff. Let me know what y'all think about this in the comments in the chat. We'll have to get through more of this interview at some point, and I'll leave a link to the full unredacted interview in the description. Shout out to Deep Dive for posting this as well.